Hello all, NiteCore NPL10 a really nifty, small, compact laser and white light pistol light. Okay, I will now demonstrate the user interface and then I'll have it mounted onto an H&K P30SK, which is the only light that I've found so far that actually fit on my gun. The Surefire X300, 400, and the Valkyries from Olight does not fit on my H&K P30SK. This is the only one that does due to its compactness. All right. So there's two switches on the side of the light. Both of them are to be activated with the tip of your finger or the tip of your thumb. If on the left side, it will be like that, and on the right side, it should be active. Well, for me at least, activate with my trigger finger. Okay. It's a dual stage. Both switch will do the same thing. There are two. The switch is actually a dual stage. Half press for momentary on, like so. And if you fully click, it'll turn on the light. And you got to bear with me here. It's kind of hard to do this on camera. And it's actually a lot easier to operate this light when it's mounted onto a gun. But just bear with me if I screw up on the demo. So half press, momentary on. And then full click. Full press to turn for constant on. And if you full click to turn the light on, and if you have press on both sides, not full press, have press on both sides, you will change its user interface. So right now this is laser only. Okay, if you do it again with both, you have, this is just the high white light, just the low white light. And now it's the high with the laser. You can't see the laser on camera, but here it is, white and laser. Oh, actually, yeah, I can demo it like that. And then if you do both, now that's low and laser. Now it's just laser. Now it's high only, low only, high and laser, low and laser, and laser only. See? So let's say that if you just want laser only, okay, and turn off the light. Now it's just you're in the laser mode, and the only way to change that if you fully click the light on and have press both at the same time. There's no way in any kind of confrontation that you can accidentally have press both at the same time to change your user interface. So once you have the light set, you pretty much set. The light is not going to change by itself. So here you have just the laser, and for the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to have the laser on, just so that it's less blinding on camera. Okay. For the laser, you have the same exact user interface. Have press on either side for momentary on, and then full press to have it turned on. Rather simple user interface. Not sure if I mentioned this, but the light takes a CR2 instead of a CR123. Less runtime, but then it keeps the light very compact, and I like that. You can take off the battery cap with any coin. Here I have the dollar coin, and it works rather well. All right, let's have this mounted onto my H&K P30SK and see how it fits. You unscrew this. There's two locations to for my gun. It's the front forward hole. Okay. Here's my H&K P30SK. I've already cleared it. You can see down the chamber, there's nothing. So I'm going to drop the slide, drop the hammer, and then mount this gun. Oh God, this is going to be a little tricky to do on camera. There we go. Okay. You see how this hole, you can see through the hole now, is lined up with the rail. Put the screw through and then tighten it. You can tighten it with this coin, the same coin. Okay, there you go. All right, so now the laser is mounted onto the light. You can see here from the bottom of the gun that the left side of the gun, the switch is actually closer to the trigger guard than the right side of the gun. Okay, and I figured they did that for good reasons. So at least for me, this is how I operate the light. If I would operate this left switch with my thumb, and I like it that it's not all the way out here. I like it that it's in there, and I can do that half press and then full click to have it on with my thumb. And on the right side, if I do decide to operate the light with my right side, I would use my trigger finger, like so, and then full click for it to turn it on. So like I said before, you can't really change the user interface on this gun unless you really want to. Oh, by the way, there's something I forgot. So if you press, have press for momentary, full click to turn on, but if you press and hold, you go into instant momentary strobe. You let it go, it will turn off. So you see that? Press and hold, you get instant strobe. So that's pretty cool on either side. Press and hold, instant strobe. And you only do that, you only need to do that with one side of the one of the switch. So the switch actually does three things. Half press for momentary on, full press for constant on, and then constant depression would give you strobe, right? That I find extremely cool. All right, so let's see if we can program the light again to something else, just so that we're very thorough with the settings. Click to turn on the light, and now we have to press both switch momentarily. Did I screw it up? Yep, okay. Okay, you press and hold, actually. So right now, that is high only. That's low only. That's high with laser. And that's how I set up my light, high and laser. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's the really short, somewhat demo of the NiteCore NPL10 VN. The base version, the stock version, is $80. You can have this light with XPL-HI for a tiny bit more throw. You can have 6500 Kelvin or 500 Kelvin HI for a little bit more throw and a little bit better, more pleasant tint if you so choose. You can also have XPE2 red, green, or blue. So for those that just want a red, actually it throws really well with the XPE2 red. So if you don't want to blow out your vision, or for some reason you take this gun hunting or whatever, you can have a red light instead of a regular white light. So that's an option if you so choose. Okay, so what's my last verdict on this gun light? I like it a lot. It's the only gun light that fits on this light, so this is for sure a keeper for me. The only thing that I don't really like about the light is it's made out of plastic. It feels kind of cheap, and the light's not very heavily driven. It's only 240 lumens, so it's very lowly driven. However, it's actually very bright at night. It'll light up your whole entire room, no problem. It'll light out to, like, say, a practical 20-30 feet, not an issue. Okay, so it's good. It has adequate power, and I wouldn't want it to be. I was gonna give this light a power boost for more output, but with the small CR2 battery, I decided to skip on that. One thing to note though, the heat sinking, the whole entire light is made out of plastic, but the reflector is made out of aluminum, obviously, and there's a tiny, and it sits in a housing, a plastic, aluminum housing. So that is the only heatsink for the LED, the reflector and the housing itself. So that's not a lot of metal to heatsink the heat. I don't imagine the LED makes a lot of heat at 240 lumen anyway, so I think it's sufficient. It's just not the best built light. But then it's plastic and it's cheaper to make and it's lighter, so I guess it kind of makes sense in a tactical standpoint, and heat is not really a problem at 240 lumen. But it would be nice, and this would be, like, this light right here would totally get an R if it was made out of, like, say, aluminum. If everything was aluminum and hard anodized, just like the Surefire. But then again, it's $80, not $400. So, it's a good light. It operates fine. One other thing, though, that I want to mention is it doesn't seem that waterproof. I took the light apart and the COs are okay. You can see here there's a tiny bit of a gap here. It's not a super tight fit, and I would definitely not dunk this. Well, not like you want to dunk your gun in water anyway, but definitely not a gun that not a light that I would trust being dunked in water. I think it should be fine under light rain, and this is definitely not fine if you drop this in salt water. I think that would likely kill the light instantly because I have almost no faith in its water resistance ability. Other than that, if you're gonna have it on your bedstand like I do, or just basic, if you're out, you take good care of your stuff and you don't really dunk it in water, I think it's fine. It's gonna hold up. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't have it mounted onto the gun itself and take it out to the range and shoot. Okay, so I don't really know how it will withstand recoil. I think it should be fine because from the looking at the internal, everything looks okay, and it should withstand recoil just fine. But just bear in mind, it's an $80-$100 light. It's not a Surefire 400, and is far from that quality. But for what it is, I think it's an excellent gun light. And for me personally, I don't have a choice because this is the only gun light that fits on this light. I also forgot to mention that the laser can be adjusted for windage and elevation by this screw here and this screw here, and you can move it left or right, up and down, and adjust for windage and elevation. All right, that is all. The video is a little longer than I anticipated. Again, here we have the NiteCore NPL10 VN. Thank you, guys.